Hello my fellow gamers and welcome once again to my SimCity video tutorials. Today I'll be continuing on with my city which I have previously built in my last 8 videos containing building tutorials, while I have planned it out in my first 4 videos which were all about planning. When I first started building this city, I chose education as my specialization, and using this guide me, I got some extra money from doing objectives that I gained from missions which were about education. Then, once I wanted to start this coal mine, I chose the mining specialization and tried to get some money from missions that way. Now that I'm going for my main objective, and that is my drilling operation for oil, I have specialized in drilling. I have clicked on this guide me and I got a mission from one of my industry buildings that you can see here, oil fields purely crude, that I need to plop an oil well, have 4 oil pumping jacks and extract 2000 barrels of crude oil all in one day. So that's exactly what I'm going to start doing now, and see where I'm going to place first oil well. You should note that this main building from the oil well complex does not actually extract oil, which means that if you place it over an oil deposit, you're covering it up and you won't be able to extract it. So when you're placing your first oil well, you should be very careful to try and not cover too much oil with it, while allowing these oil jacks to be able to be plopped on that oil. So I have chosen this place right here, and now I'm going to build some additional roads so I can secure enough space to build more pumping jacks, and I'm going to build 2 more as the mission requires. Now I need to upgrade my trade depot for it to accept oil. Now I could upgrade this one with oil, but since my mine is going to be producing around 120 tons a day, I should probably make another trade depot and use it only to store crude oil in it. As I said in my planning video, this is the spot I chose for my second trade depot, so I need to get a road down to it. I also need to be careful where I place the roads and the trade depot itself, because I do not wish to cover any of these oil wells. So I'm going to choose a low density street and go from here to the edge of the map, go down, and that is where I'm going to place my second trade depot. Here we go. Oil, and some more oil, and some more trucks. Set it up for export, and we are now in business. At this point I should probably upgrade this runabout to medium density so it can have 4 lanes instead of 2. As for the jobs, I have just given jobs to a lot of low-wealth workers, while I have increased my deficit in the medium wealth department. This means that I'm going to have to take a look at my zones and see where exactly can I get some more medium wealth workers from. If I take a look down here, you can see that I have this small zone of high wealth workers, which I need some more of. I seem to be... Okay, this is one thing you should be aware of. As you can see, my advisor says I have blocked up pipes and sewage problems, even though the meter is telling me that I have more than enough capacity. Why is this so? This is because this first building is the first one on this road, which means it's always going to get filled up to capacity, or the maximum limit, before the sewage starts going up to the second one. As you can see, the second one is only 4.3, while the last is 4.2, while the first one is at 11, meaning that the first one has to get filled up to the max before the sewage will go to the other ones. That is why he keeps yelling at you that you have sewage problems, because he sees this one being full while he doesn't really care that these two are empty. So this is something you shouldn't really care about, because it's simply some sort of a game problem and not a problem with your city. As I said previously, I need some more medium wealth workers. This area has been left for low wealth, as is this one, so I need to see about getting these guys to grow to medium density. I should check out their happiness. They seem to mostly be happy. That means if I give them medium density roads, they will be going up to medium density. Now, as before, I need to choose exactly which side of the street do I want filled up, since these guys do not have a room enough to grow to medium density. That means that this street can be taken up by these guys. So I'm going to unzone this part and leave them to grow to medium density on this street. I'm going to do the opposite in this neighborhood and get them to grow up on that side. Over here, I can either choose for them to go on the left or down. Considering the size of the building, it's going to take this entire part here. I will most likely let them go on the left. And since I would like it to be a medium wealth house and not a high wealth house, that's exactly why that choice is better. So I'm going to unzone this piece, these pieces here. This commercial will be turned into residential, and I will simply bulldoze some of these buildings. Or all of them. Now when they come back, they will be using just this left side of the street. The rest of them, this is a must. I cannot allow them to go on the avenue. I want them to be able to develop on the street. These guys here don't even have the room, so there's no point in upgrading. Nor do these guys over here. Only these guys on this side here can grow. And you can see that by using this type of simple walkway, because its length matches the length of a medium density building. In order to provide my growing oil industry with more medium wealth workers, I have turned this area, which was all low wealth workers and low wealth shops, into an area of medium wealth by placing a few parks and sports venues like a volleyball court right here, and allowing this part to become medium land value, so that these guys can develop medium wealth housing, and once they go to medium density, I will have just enough medium wealth workers that I need for the city to function properly. Now I can simply sit back and wait for these missions to be completed, gain money from doing them, and expand my oil wells. And then once I have enough oil wells to build a refining HQ, I am going to be building my refineries, one here and one here, instead of these factories. So that is the plan for the future. At the moment we are just waiting for a few more of these crude oil barrels to be extracted in order to complete this mission. Now that the mission has been completed, I have gained 5,000 simoleons, and I can either sit back and wait to receive another mission or expand my oil empire on my own. In the meantime, you should be aware of a problem in the game itself, where while I am creating air pollution, which is going to the right, and exiting my city, that same air pollution, once it enters the region, it comes back from the left side with the wind and enters my city again. This is why you see air pollution here, 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 and here, even though it is impossible for it to go from the places that I'm producing at, which are these factories here and this coal mine, and go up against the wind, but it does come again from the region, and there's nothing else you can do about it. Just suffer through it and make sure your clinic has enough modules so that you can always turn them on or off depending on just how many sick people you have. At the moment I have 29, so I had to upgrade the clinic with 2 modules. That increases my maximum capacity to 40, and then whenever this number goes down below 25, I can simply turn off this additional patient room and save me some upkeep money. That is all for this episode. I will be continuing this tutorial in the next video. Thank you for watching, and please stay tuned for more.